Well, a new week begins, but the same old story in Parliament. The Lok Sabha was adjourned yet again after ruckus in the House with the opposition, accusing the chair of not allowing the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, to speak. Opposition parties are preparing to move a no-confidence motion against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. 6 MPs have written to the Speaker, urging him to act impartially. The letter, seen as the last time before formally moving the motion, is signed by Priyanka Gandhi and other women MPs. It accuses the Speaker of being forced to act at the behest of the government and condemns what it calls false, baseless and defamatory allegations against women MPs of the Congress. MPs say they were unfairly targeted in spite of peaceful protests and note with concern that the Speaker reportedly said he was awaiting the government's response, raising questions about his independence as the final authority of the House. Tamil Nadu Congress MP Sudha moved a privilege motion demanding that the Speaker's comments on women MPs be expunged from the records. Tensions peaked last Thursday when the Lok Sabha was adjourned early amid protests. Birla cited input suggesting opposition MPs might do something unexpected to target the Prime Minister. The Congress rejected this claim outright, with Priyanka Gandhi calling it absolute lies.
The story started a few days ago when the issue of that book came, the Naravani book. And the government didn't want me to discuss that at all. And so they stalled the House. They didn't let me speak. That happened 3 or 4 times. Second issue is one of their members spoke quoting books, multiple books, and spoke very vile stuff, and nothing was said. So we don't like the fact that they can say whatever they want, whenever they want, and the opposition cannot. Third issue is suspension of our members. And final issue which we are very disturbed about is this idea that has been floated that members were going to threaten the Prime Minister. There's no question of that. Look, the fact is very clear. The Prime Minister was scared to come to the House. Not because of the members, but because of what I was saying.
कि स्पीकर साहब का खुद मैंने पहले भी बोला निरादर किया गया है और स्पीकर साहब पे इतना प्रेशर है कि उनको खुद स्टेटमेंट देना पड़ रहा है जो सही नहीं है। अभी सवाल ही नहीं उठता कि कोई मोदी जी पे कोई हाथ उठाए या कुछ ऐसा करे, सवाल ही नहीं उठता। और 11 महिला एमपी हैं, मैं एक हूँ और 10 और हैं कांग्रेस की, उनमें से किसी को आप देखिए सब सीरियस लेडीज़ हैं, कोई ऐसे थोड़ी है कि जाके पीएम साहब को कुछ करेंगी। बिल्कुल गलत है ये कहना गलत है और हमारी समझ में कहना गलत है। उनको नहीं कहना चाहिए था और उनके पे प्रेशर डाला गया है सरकार द्वारा, इसीलिए उन्होंने कहा है, क्योंकि उस दिन मोदी जी की हिम्मत नहीं हुई हाउस में आने की, तो उनकी हिम्मत नहीं हुई तो फिर उसके बाद सफाई स्पीकर दे रहे हैं उनके लिए, तो गलत बात है ना।
ज्योतिमणि जी, आप लोग की जो चिट्ठी है उसमें it shows that you all are very hurt and you made certain statement in that letter saying that the speaker should take some action. What kind of action are you wanting? See, the last line says that.
So first of all, actually, we would like to strongly express our anguish to the speaker, because that's not an easy charge made by a honorable speaker of the house. He's the custodian of the house. If any problem the MPs, women MPs or any member of parliament has faced inside the parliament, we have to go to speaker and express our problem. But speaker himself turned accuser. Where do we go? And also we strongly feel that under the heavy pressure from the ruling BJP and the leadership, honorable speaker has succumbed to the pressure and made this kind of wild allegation against us. This is not acceptable to us, first of all, because it's not easy for a women MPs to come to be in politics and get elected to Lok Sabha. We are all have been spent decades in building our political capital.
1 घंटा पहले स्पीकर साहब के पास हम गए, मैं नहीं, member of the house went, and speaker committed to us, personally committed to us, that I will be allowed to speak here and raise some points before the budget discussion. Now you are going back on your word. So I'd like to know, am I allowed to speak those points or not?
No. संशोधन नहीं चाहते छोड़ दीजिए, तो अपने आप कमिटमेंट ले लेंगे।
माननीय सदस्य, मेरे पास आपका कोई नोटिस नहीं आया है और मुझे नहीं मालूम कि आपका क्या विषय है। ये नोटिस आएगा किसी विषय पर, उसके बाद का निर्णय है। प्लीज आप लोग सभी बजट पर चर्चा करिए। अगर आपको बजट पर चर्चा करनी है, माननीय सदस्य, अगर आप बजट पर चर्चा करना चाहते हैं तो प्लीज आप चालू करिए।
All right, so this has been an unprecedented sort of a situation, but there are ways how a speaker can be removed under parliamentary rules. Let's explain you how. Well, the process actually begins with a resolution moved in the Lok Sabha seeking the speaker's removal. This resolution must be backed by at least 50 members of parliament, making it similar in form to a no confidence motion. Once admitted, the resolution has to be passed by a simple majority. That majority is calculated from the total number of members present and voting within the House. Remember, there is also a strict procedural safeguard. A 14-day prior notice to the Speaker is mandatory before the motion can be taken up. During the discussion on the resolution, the Speaker does not preside over the House. However, the Speaker is allowed to speak and participate in the proceedings. On voting, the Speaker can cast a vote in the first instance but does not have a casting vote in case of a tie. That, in a sense, is the constitutional and procedural roadmap for the removal of a Lok Sabha Speaker. Piyush Mishra is joining us for the very latest on that. Piyush, talk to us about the way forward. Of course, the numbers are not there for the opposition MPs, but enough as far as signalling and messaging is concerned, underscoring the fact that they believe the Speaker isn't functioning without bias, and that is something that the opposition wants to really put the spotlight on, isn't it?
Well, that's right, Sneha. This is an attempt by the opposition to try to tell to the people of the country that Speaker is not listening to the opposition and is working under pressure and is only listening to what the government representatives are saying. And that is why we saw as to how in the morning there was, a news, in fact, a report which suggested that the opposition is mulling to bring no confidence motion against the Speaker, following which we also saw how K.C. Venugopal, the top leader of the Congress party, came out in open and he said that wait for the action. So it seems like as of now the motion has not been moved. They are only mulling for that, and for that the Congress is in touch with various other opposition political parties. But for that you need a majority in the House, which the India Bloc does not enjoy. This is nothing but an attempt to tell that Speaker is unbiased and is working under the pressure. Remember that after the kind of stalemate which continued to take place in Lok Sabha, we also saw a series of meetings taking place in Parliament. Senior leaders from opposition and government, they have had multiple deliberations, but even that has not helped in resolving the issue. The Lok Jam continues today at 2 p.m. when again the House got resumed. We saw how Rahul Gandhi wanted to raise the issue of China, but he was again stopped. He was told to speak only on budget, and after that ruckus took place, and following which the House had to be adjourned. Again tomorrow at 11 a.m. the House will resume and we will see the similar sort of scenes unfolding. But the point here is that the opposition trying to send out a narrative, a message to the people that Speaker is unbiased and it is working at the behest of the government. We'll have to wait and watch for how long this situation continues there in Lok Sabha.
That really continues to be the narrative and the situation. Also, as far as in Parliament is concerned, its status quo amid all this conversation around the House functioning. Clearly, there's little work that is being done, but perhaps there would be some sort of a truce. Right now, the discussion is around the Speaker being biased. I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. Piyush telling us about what's going on inside Parliament. Well, the Speaker removal conversation and the debate ultimately comes down to numbers, remember. And here's how the Lok Sabha stacks up right now. The effective strength of Lok Sabha is 542 members. The majority mark stands at 272. The NDA currently enjoys a comfortable edge with 300 MPs, placing it well above the majority threshold. The India Bloc has 229 members, while 13 MPs fall in the others category. Well, for a motion against the Speaker to succeed, it must be passed by a majority of the House, which means purely on numbers, the NDA holds a clear advantage. An opposition's move seems more of a symbolic one.